of fast. Nice to get some boots on the ground here. What is going on? I mean, here I was talking about some kind of valves and drains and portholes, and this may just be the mother of ports and, being repurposed into a highway, just a convenient tunnel. And let's see what we have over here, not far. Another mine blower in great shape and not buried. Probably seeing more exposure than we do in many of them, and just a lot of fascinating remains. Things that would have long been turned into parks, and of course they probably are called parks, even here in Cuba. And this may be the exit to that tunnel, as we see people coming in and out here. Just fascinating, and really seeming like another purpose, part of the machine. And just to give you another little idea, let's go to the Vatican Cathedral. And here in Vatican City, of course, we have St. Mark's Basilica, and right here, just to the east of it, on the river, a beautiful star fort. The fort itself actually remaining, where in many instances, like what we were just looking at in the New Mexico desert, we were just simply seeing the imprint, very little left. And this may seem insignificant to you. I mean, most people are going to be visiting the St. Mark's Cathedral here, which already is anomalous in its own right, just looking as machine-like as could be. Clearly there were 4 domes around this central one, and they've removed 2 of them. But this star fort, just to the east, just absolutely fascinating and underrated. And I think what we're seeing here is much more of what may have belonged to many of these star forts. And let's just have a little peek here. Let's just drop the little man on the road. And there you go. So here's what we're dealing with. I mean, today we're just really talking about the star forts themselves, but just this building. I mean, what is the story with this building? Just incredible. And if we look this way, we should be able to see St. Mark's. And again, potentially pressure valves or release points for the flow of water. And this one has been removed and concreted over. I'm not sure. Just exploring. Of course, I don't know. But I do know that the story is not what we're told. And here what we can often see is around a star fort we'll have like another point. And let's just go back to this little star fort in New York. And here again, a very damaged star fort, almost unrecognizable. But this one having some buildings, and notice this hole right here, and I've just marked it. Very interesting. Within the star fort. And let's see what else. This is in New Hampshire, and here is an interesting area. Now the star fort itself being almost unrecognizable in this particular case, but we still do see some old structures remaining. So very interesting. Clearly going underground and very damaged. And this looking like just a fascinating area to explore. I'm not sure if someone has purchased this area and is putting a house up. But I would really love to explore this. And what are we seeing? Again, holes off to the side. And if you had a pipe or some kind of valve, you would want to protect it. And something circular would be susceptible to damage. But something star-shaped would be your ultimate defense for whatever it is you were trying to protect. They could take much more of a beating. And even a lot of these water towers that we've looked at, again, seeming ridiculous in one way to even call them water towers, especially when they look like castles. But what if it did have some kind of role? And here's a water tower. And what can be said about a water tower like this? Absolutely amazing, and not seeming like a water tower at all. And perhaps it was repurposed into a water tower, utilizing the elevation, and not sure what the construction is. The resolution is not so good. Almost looking like brick, I'm not sure. But the massiveness of this tower, and here let's just have a little look at these people at the bottom here. The St. Louis Waterworks. So there we go. St. Louis thought building a massive Greek-style column would be the best way to move water around in this time period, in this very muddy street time period. Really a fascinating picture. This is the first time I've seen it. And, if you're going to build some water tower like this, surely you put some pavement of some sort on the ground. And really everything just looking much older. And look at this tech up here. Really interesting. Not seeming like any kind of tech that I've seen. And these little slit windows, very similar to the towers of Bologna, where we have very small slit windows. This being a more modern version. Very similar to the towers of Bologna, where we have very small slit windows. This being a more modern version. And here again, the little tech light. So perhaps that's it. These were lights. I don't know. It looks a little bit different, but also very similar. And just astonishing. And let's just imagine. Now here they're telling us, of course, the column being a support. But if that was the case, and this was not originally just a water tower, but rather the support for a building, then how massive would the building have been? What if this was the last standing column to this building? And just really amazing. So I think that's it for today. I'll leave the link below to this website, Colm Gibney's website, and check out his YouTube channel as well. I originally made a 30-minute video, and it didn't save, so I'm going to just try to keep this second segment short. But I do thank you so much for joining me today, and do have a blessed day. Please like, comment. I just have to show you this one too real quick. I mean, this thing is just mind-blowing. Talk about not only building the island, but then building a small star fort within a bay on an artificial island. Just mind-blowing. And subscribe.